Good afternoon, Professor. I wanted to talk about the image and the art piece of Hernan Cortés and La Melanecha. There was a huge divide during that time, and Hernan Cortés was displayed as a powerful symbol. I wanted to talk about gender roles in that image and how images can really shape our perception on things, on our perspective, on our belief system, on politics, and gender roles as well. During that time, in the image, La Melanecha is perceived as more feminine and less aggressive or violent. And Hernan Cortés is perceived as masculine and, violent and more powerful figure during that time. And I think the number one thing is authority, especially with the other image when it comes to Hernan Cortés and Moctezuma. Hernan Cortés was a very prominent figure and looked over him in that image, and Moctezuma was looking up at him. And it's all about perspective, and that's why those were two of my favorite images that we went over in class. The image also represented how men were seen as leaders, and La Melanecha, a woman, was seen as less than in that image, and that's how it's perceived in a sense. The image feels more conflicted, and it feels like when it comes to masculinity and submissiveness, this image is showing us the differences between men and women, where a woman couldn't be a leader. But that's wrong. Another thing that I saw in the image was the powerful symbol of clothing, right? La Melanecha is wearing more of a feminine and submissive outfit, whereas Hernan Cortés is wearing very shiny armor, representing authority. I think a big word there is authority. It's representing authority. And the gender roles never change. They're consistently pushed out there in that image. Another one is the horse, and the horse is another symbol of power. It's a symbol of travel. It's a symbol of, I can ride this horse, and I'm a powerful figure in the world. And it shows the differences between men and women as well. I think that artwork, as well as images and text, in my perspective, show a lot more meaning. It has a lot more political meaning, and it shows it shows the bigger picture in the image. Another one was going back to Moctezuma and Hernan Cortés. They were both kings during that time, and they represented something bigger than themselves. But in that image, Hernan Cortés was the more powerful figure politically. When you look at that image, and it showed more men on his side, and they were both kings. So it showed that perspective as well. But going back to gender roles as well, there was a display of masculinity for Hernan Cortés and submissiveness for La Melanecha. And with her leaning on him and them smiling and laughing in the picture, she was submissive to him, and he was the leader. He was showing that he was the leader, and he had leadership skills that a woman didn't have, and it perceived them as less than during that time. And when we look at it now, we can see the differences between both of them in that image. The politics, the symbolism, the language, the text, everything represents something politically nowadays. And I feel like that image, in conclusion, was supposed to control others during that time and say, hey, women need to know their place, and this is where they're at. Whereas Hernan Cortés was perceived as the leader in the image, and it was used to control primarily women during that time. And that's what the image overall represents when we look at it from that perspective. Thank you so much.